Placentos. Placento. Wanna heat that thing up first. Good. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing tonight? Tonight I want to talk. I wanted to talk some knowledge with y'all tonight. So kick some game, just some game. I don't know. Should I go there? The reason why tribes work and governments don't. Let me see. I wonder if I should go there. Let me see if I should go there. Should I go there? I think I'm gonna go there. I like that. The 9 divine traits. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see. Where else, Mama? I might want to go somewhere else tonight. I think I should go there. Selfish greed is sabotaging the black community. Oh, I would love to go there, but that might be a little too heated for tonight. That might be a little heated. You know what? I don't mind breaking down. I don't mind breaking down the nine divine traits. You dig? You might want to hear these 9 divine traits of masculinity. You know what I'm saying? 9 divine traits of masculinity. This is so crazy because this is a teaching, and I usually reserve teachings for daytime. Most of the time I just come on here and talk at night like this. But we can call this a lecture. That's why I put the cash up there, you dig? This is a lecture, in a sense. More so of a seminar. Let's call it a seminar. Let's call this a seminar. Welcome to the, the live seminar. Let me go ahead and light my candle. Light my candle. Heat up my Placento. And I'm going to go ahead and go in teach mode. Seminar. Okay? I'm going in. Placento cleanses. Not only protects, but also cleanse. So while it cleanses, it's also protecting. While it cleanses out the evil and the negative, it's also creating a barrier of protection. So you want to have your Placento. All around my throat. All around my throat chakra. I need to get the throat going, yeah. Come on, baby. Clean it out. Clean it out. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. Let's keep it going a little bit longer real quick. And then I'm going to shoot back in the screen on y'all. I I gotta clean under my arms, make sure I move right. I'm not stuck, I'm not stiff, I'm not rigid. My ankles, make sure I'm able to feel my whole body, my whole being, energy everywhere, okay? Drink that tea. All right. What's up, everybody? Before I jump into this lecture, I would call this a more of a seminar. You could call it a lecture. I'll call it a seminar. I'm not here to throw things at you. I'm here to elevate you. So absorb it. Absorb it. Don't be someone sitting back like, you know. Don't be someone who just listens, who just hears. But be a student. Absorb and apply. What I say tonight, I want is for men. Absorb and apply. Okay? So tonight, we're going to talk about the 9 divine traits of masculinity. How do I know that these are the traits of masculinity? Because I've been down the line of all of the things I could think of that I would say, this is what makes up a man. This is what makes up a woman. This is what a man can do. This is what a man can't do. This is what a woman can do. This is what a woman can't do. And when I looked at the things that man has a natural ability to do, I call these natural traits, divine traits. Okay? So these are the 9 divine traits of masculinity. I am your one and only Omaka. O-M-A-K-A. Omaka the Light, and I am the founder of the Thesohl-center. My SOHL-center is an ambassador program that helps create awareness. We raise awareness and we raise funds. We raise money for nonprofit organizations all over the world. Philippines, Costa Rica, Dominica, Mexico, Colombia, Egypt, right here in my city. I mean, come on. Your boy is creating. And so you need to donate to the Cash App first. It's okay. Donate $1, donate $2, donate 1,000. Donate to the Cash App, the Ghad Obing. It's an old name I was using, but it's still a good Cash App that you can use. So go to the Ghad Obing, use that, and donate. Or go to the Thesohl-center. I should have penned that one in here. The Thesohl-center, SOHL, which is my company. But either way, I'm going to just take whatever you give and use it. So, first of all, go to the Cash App, number 1. Number 2, you understand? If you have not already, sign up for the Ascension Warriors Weekend Retreat happening in Sedona, Arizona. You need to sign up for that right now. Go to Eco Warriors of Light. No funky way of spelling that. It's simple. Eco Warriors of Light at gmail.com, and type in the subject section RSVP me. I will send you the reply with all of the details you will need to take the next actions. Okay? RSVP me at Eco Warriors of Light at gmail.com. And this is Sedona, Arizona, September 24th through the 26th. But really, I have 2 locations, so the weekend is extended from the 24th through the 27th. So we have a cabin for 3 days, and then we have a campsite for another 2. But that's if you desire to join me on the campsite. The retreat is only really 3 days. But if you desire to say you want to join me on the extra excursion that's not retreat based, it's just camping outdoors with our tent at a campsite, and we're going hiking and we're going swimming, doing more fun stuff outside of the retreat, then book your flight for September 23rd through the 28th. Because the cabin is from the 24th to the 26th, and then the campsite is from the 26th to the 28th. We leave. I'm leaving on the 28th. So that's a whole, what is that? 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a 6-day trip. But you don't have to stay for the second part. You can come on the 23rd, on the 24th, and leave on the 26th. You don't have to stay the whole time. You can come on the 24th, leave on the 26th. It's okay. You understand? So, let's dig in. You know where to donate now. You know where to donate to. You know where to sign up for the retreat at. Right? We've made all these things disclosed. Okay. Now, let's get into the topic at hand. Welcome back. Welcome back, beloved beings, divine souls, all of you out there in the internet world watching me from your screen. I am Omaka. Some may call me Omaka the Light. Some may call me the Luminary. Some may call me the Messenger. Some may call me the Ghadbody. Some may call me the Warrior. Whatever fits, whatever is fitting. You know, you got to be a little bit of some of those things. At any given moment, you need to be those things. You need to be able to channel in when you're being called on that energy. When that energy is being called, you got to know how to tap out of one and tap into that and become that fully immersed in it. And so, usually when I'm in teaching mode, you can consider me, when I'm in this type of space, you can consider yourself watching Omaka the Light. I am here to bring the light to you. I am here to shed light on a new situation, but it's not so new. The topic at hand today is the 9 divine traits of masculinity. I hope you're here for this because it's going to get good. The 9 divine traits of masculinity. And so now that you're watching and you're tuned in, let's not waste no time. Really, let's not waste no time. Let's dig right into it. Okay? I got my tea. My candle keep going out because it's windy out here. Maybe if I put the lid on it somewhat. I don't want it to go totally out, but it is. I'll do like that. There we go. I'm going to start from 9 down. I'm going to go from 9 to 1, not 1 to 9. I'm going to go from 9 to 1, counting down. Counting down, because the number 1 is more important, the most important. Counting down from number 9. The 9 divine traits of masculinity. Number 9 is man should have order and organization. And I'm going to repeat myself often with these traits so you can hear it. You got to listen and then you got to hear. The first part is opening your ears. The second part is opening your soul. Okay? And so we listen, then we hear. So hear me. Man should have order and organization. Nothing in his environment. Nothing in man's environment, beloved being. Nothing in man's environment should be useless. Everything in man's environment. I'm talking about all the way down to the carpet on the floor. All the way down to the shoes in the closet. All the way down to the toothbrush in the toothbrush stand. All the way down to everything. Man should have order and organization. Man should have order for those things to be in his environment. And they should be in a space where it is, there should be organization to it. Therefore, man can see and cut straight through the chaos. And that's how man looks at the world. One of the 9th divine trait of masculinity is order and organization. But let me say it another way. It's the ability for man to be able to cut through the chaos and the noise, to be able to see through the noise. And the only way you can see through the noise, the only way you cannot be distracted and see through all of the noise is by having order, having things in its place in your life. Things have to be in place in your life. And then they have to be organized so you're not tripping over them. You don't need things everywhere. I'm not just talking about material things. I'm talking about anything on every level. You don't want things in the way because you could trip over them. Stumbling you, causing you to stumble, and also causing you to not get to your destination smoothly, swiftly, unencumbered. And you see, man must have in his environment order and organization. This eliminates distraction. It stops man from looking left and looking right. When things are in its place and things are organized, man doesn't have to look left and look right. He knows where everything in his environment, he knows where it's at, and he knows the role it plays, so he can be able to go right to it. Man, when man want to call on something, he should be able to go right to it. You understand? He shouldn't be rumbling through the drawers looking for it. That's not a masculine trait. That is not a masculine trait. He should not be rumbling through the drawers looking for what he's looking for. Man must have everything ordered and organized. So number 9 is man should have order and organization in his life. There should be nothing to distract him. Stumbling over things all out of place. So when you ready to, you trying to walk out the door, you got places to be. You trying to walk out the door, but you can't find your keys. You trying to walk out the door, but you can't find your wallet. You trying to walk out the door, but you cannot find your phone. You trying to walk out the door, but you can't find things. That's number 1, a distraction. 2, confusion and chaos. Number 3, that's chaos. Why? And a man who has chaos in his life is not living in his divine self. He's not living in his divine self. He is living within the physical structure of his being. But when things are in order and organized, man can float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I got that from Muhammad Ali, of course. But man can float like a butterfly. He can move through his environment gracefully without worrying about tripping over nothing. You understand? That is a divine trait of masculinity. Okay, let's keep going. For those of you who just joining me, appreciate you. We're talking about the 9 divine traits of masculinity. Number 8, you got here, you in time. Number 8, man should have or plenty survival skills. Beloved, in tribes all over the world, indigenous tribes that are uncontacted, tribes that you still don't even know about, but they exist. Tribes that are still in our modern time of today, but still living in some type of ancient time of their time. Okay, time has not changed for them. Okay, they're uncontacted tribes, right? But more than just uncontacted tribes, mostly any tribe, Hawaiian tribes, African tribes, New Zealand tribes. It doesn't matter where it's at, right? So you have these tribes. I'm gonna say number 8 again real quick. Man should have or plenty survival skills. So in tribes all around the world, men are raised to carry out the legacy. And so a man is raised in the wild. Man is raised in the wild. And there's a book called, I forget the name of the book, but I remember the author's name. John Eldridge. John Eldridge wrote the book. And it's a book by this author named John Eldridge. And he basically wrote the book on a young boy's rites of passage. How you take a young boy through his, from a young boy to a man. And basically he goes through in the book, and all of what he teaches is outdoor activity. These things are outdoors, in the woods, in the wild, putting the gun in his hand, teaching him how to hunt, putting him out there, teaching him how to fish, putting him out there in the woods, teaching him how to start fires, all these type of things. It's a book by John Eldridge. If y'all can find the name of that book, please share it. But it just remember the name John Eldridge. He wrote plenty of books on these type of things. And he talked about, in one of his books, the rites of passage of a young boy. Okay? And so a man should have or plenty survival skills. Because as I said, these things are what carry out the legacy. See, you teach that young man, you teach that young boy to be a man so that he grows up with the masculine traits of knowing how to provide for himself and for his family if he so happens to build himself one. But more importantly, he knows how to get it for himself. You understand? And so this is what every man should possess. You should not be a man. I'm saying this straight up. You cannot be a man. You should not be a man, and I wouldn't call you a man. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be 100% blunt with you. This is the Ghadbody talking right now. This is the Ghadbody talking. I won't even look at you and call you a man. If I threw you out there in the woods, in the jungle, in the forest, on an island, in the very least you should know how to do is feed yourself. That's the very least. And I'm not talking about a hypothetical situation where there is no absolute food around you. I'm talking about if you got nature, you're in the jungle, you got nature, you got the ocean, you got trees, and you're in the woods, wherever. The very least survival skill. You don't have to know how to start a fire, but you got to know how to at least feed yourself. And that's a trait that I believe every man should possess. Okay? The ability to go out there and be like, yo, see that squirrel? He's about to be lunch. You understand? So, this is what I'm saying. Every man should have at least one or multiple survival skills. Because this is what they display in tribes. Because this is how you keep the lineage of the cycle of manhood and masculine energy. This is how you keep the cycle of masculine energy continuing and going throughout the family lineage of the boy. Because he's going to pass that down to his son. Okay. And you see this in animal kingdoms. You see cheetah cubs, lion cubs, tiger cubs, all watching the mama hunt, watching the pride hunt. They sit back and watch them hunt. Eagles, birds, they do this. They sit back and watch the way, you understand, they're being shown how to do this. So in animal kingdoms, the adult animals will show the cubs how, and you'll see the cubs practicing, with each other and stuff. And so it's being passed down. A trait. Hola. Number 7. Man should possess. Watch this. Man should possess the ability to kill. Man should possess the ability to kill. But man should possess the ability to kill and the desire to not use that deadly force. I'm going to say it again. Man should possess the ability to kill, because everybody has the ability to kill if they really wanted to. Everybody could kill if they really. We all have the ability to kill. You probably don't think you do, but if I put a gun in your hand and told you to point at this person and pull that trigger, you could do it. If you remove emotion from it. And you just did it. So everybody possessed the ability to kill. But the thing is, you have a desire to not want to use deadly force. And so just because we have the ability, we have that's there to to need it when it's necessary, but not use it just because we got it. I'm going to say it again. It's there to not need it, to need it when we, it's there to need it when it's necessary, but not use it just because we got it. So man should possess the ability to kill and a desire to not use such deadly force simply because he can. Simply because he can. That doesn't make him soft. Because that doesn't make him hard. Killing doesn't make him hard. Killing doesn't make him hard. Okay? It makes him needed. Killing doesn't make him hard. Killing makes him needed. Man is needed for that ability. You understand? But he has the desire to not use it, but it's there when he needs it. You understand? So let's keep going with this. Number 6. I'm going to show y'all right now. This is what we're talking about. 9 divine traits of masculinity. Before I go on, I need y'all to donate to the Cash App, the God obeying Cash App. And I'm going to deliver. I'm here delivering for you this knowledge, this work that I put some time in, with time and energy and thought with this. And I came with this. I compared the two, masculine and feminine, and I looked at, what makes masculine energy, and what makes feminine energy. And because I'm a man, I went with masculine and talked about these traits. And so for women, you can learn from this too. So do yourself a favor, donate to the Cash App, show me some love, because I'm here putting that work in for you. Okay? That's all I'm asking. All right, let's go. Back into it. Okay? That was my little commercial break. Number 6, man should have the compassion. Let me say it again. Man should have compassion. The 6th divine trait of masculinity is man should have compassion. So that doesn't make him soft. Just like killing doesn't make him hard. Having compassion doesn't make a man soft. It makes man understanding. You know what? I got to tell you a little story real quick. The funny thing is, I heard this very same thing. I got to tell you a quick story real quick. I was in Domino's, ordering my children some pizza. And the irate man came inside the Domino's demanding his money back because the pizza delivery guy delivered the wrong order to his address. So he showed back up with the food and told the man, I just want my money back and my tip. I don't want nothing. Just give me my money back. But he was irate. He was going off. He was snapping. And the manager's like, sir, we're going to fix it for you, sir. We're going to fix it for you. He said, but I'm just asking for you to have a little bit of compassion and understanding. I swear on everything I love, I heard him use these very same words that I put in my divine, my 9 divine traits of masculinity. I heard him use these very same words. I said, isn't that ironic? Your girl. Isn't that ironic that he uses the same words in combination with each other that I used when I wrote it in my notes last night? I heard that today. And so I said, isn't that ironic? He said, sir, I just need you to have a little bit of compassion and understanding. That's a divine trait of masculinity. It was only confirmation. That's a divine trait of masculinity. The 6th divine trait of masculinity is man should have compassion. Because this doesn't make him soft. It makes man understanding. Compassion makes man understanding. And man needs understanding. Because man needs this side of himself when it comes to dealing with his wife. When it comes to dealing with his children. But you don't need to be hard and harsh all the time. The protector. That's why I said you're getting Omaka the light today. When I used to work on my job, I was what they needed me to be on my job. I wasn't a father on my job. When I got home to be with my children, when I got home, hold on, request to be in your live video. Let me see what this is about real quick. Let me see what this is about. Okay, well, why you bringing it? Okay, cool. And so, good evening, life. And so, back to what I was saying. When I used to work a job, when I was on my job, when I was a chef at a time, or when I was a welder, I wasn't playing the role of father. I was a welder when I was punching in from 9 to 5. When I got home, I was a father. When I was dealing with my wife, I was a husband. And so man should have compassion. That doesn't make him soft. It makes man understanding, because man needs this when dealing with his wife and his children. And so this is why I say to you, when you see me show up in this manner teaching, I'm Omaka the light. I'm enlightening your mind. I'm enlightening your mind. So when I show up like this, I'm Omaka the light. But you may see me show up in another avenue, another arena, and I may be Omaka the guy who beats your crazy butt. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the energy. So, and so therefore you have to have understanding of the roles of masculinity. And one of them is compassion. Man must possess the compassion, because he needs to have this when dealing with his children. He's not always a welder. He's not always a coach. He's not always a boss. He's not always, when dealing with certain people in certain arenas. Man has to wear a lot of hats, and that's okay. The thing with a lot of men today and people in general, today is they think that they got to be this one thing, and that's it. They think that they got to be this one thing, and that's it. Like, I just need to be, this is who I am. And I'm a DJ, and all I need to be is a DJ. I'm going to be a DJ for the rest of my life. All I know is DJing. But you may have other traits in you, other skills. You may have other skills you're not tapping into. Okay? Moving on. Number 5. Almost done. Man should have the trait of listening. Watch this. Not with his ears. I love this one. This is one of my best ones. Not with his ears, but with his being. Man should have the ability, man should have the trait of listening. Not with his ears, but with his being. Because man, when he listens, man listens with his being. Man doesn't listen with his ears. And the only way to listen with your being is you have to be tapped into something higher and deeper within yourself. You have to be tapped into something higher and something deeper within yourself. And the only way man can be tapped into something higher and deeper within himself is when he loses his mind of this Babylonian system, this matrix that he's living in, thinking that this is the real world. He disconnects himself from the fake assimilated world, and he goes and connects to the natural world. You understand? And he goes and connects to the natural world. And so you must go and connect to the natural world, because it is in the natural world, beloved. It is in the natural world where you are tapped into the earth, and you are tapped into the frequency. You are tapped into the vibration, the energy fields. There's energy fields all in the planet, all over the earth. And when you go tap back into your nature, your divinity through nature, you're tapping into the vibration. You're tapping into the vibration. That's why I coined the phrase Ghad, G-H-A-D, great harmonious alignment of the divine. When you tap into your divinity, You are in alignment. You are on a wavelength. You are on a wavelength, a vibration, a vibration pattern, a wavelength, where you are connected to your higher self, something higher and deeper within you. And so, man should have the ability. Man should have the ability. Man should possess the trait of listening, not with his ears, but with his being. As I said, if man is tapped into his higher divine self, then man will be a grounded man. And let me tell you something. A grounded man is an ascended man. You cannot be ascended if you're not grounded. Oh, that's crazy, right? Sound like an oxymoron, but it's not. Because it is through grounding do you ascend. It is through tapping into your divine nature. It is through tapping into nature do you ascend. You transcend the body, the physical flesh. You transcend the physical form. And you're able to hear and be guided by your intuitive thinking, intuitive mind. You're able to hear and be guided by you can sense, you're tapped into your senses, your internal senses. You're tapped into these places. Okay? I'm going to like this Policento for y'all because I need y'all to donate to the Cash App. Put some energy out there. Y'all donate to the Cash App. It's right there, pen. Donate to the Cash App. I know I'm teaching good. I'm sending some good energy your way. And I need you to donate to the Cash App. Okay? Donate to the Cash App. Okay? Let's get back to this. So, man is listening with his being, not with his ears. So the fifth trait a man should possess is the trait of listening with his being. And you listen by getting grounded. You listen by going back to nature, a natural way, tapping into the earth so that you can feel. The vibration will raise up in you. And what it will do, unbeknownst to yourself, is it will begin to enhance your senses. You won't even recognize these things happening, but they will be happening. And next thing you know, you'll have an extra you'll have an extra layer of depth perception to hearing and seeing things that you never would have laid eyes on or heard or felt ever before, until you tap into your divine nature through your divine self, through nature. You understand? And so it is tapping into your divine self through nature. Do you ascend? You get grounded. You ascend through getting grounded, and then again, these sensories begin to open up. You have a deeper sensory depth perception. You can see further than what you thought you could, not on a physical form, but on a spiritual form. You can tap into something being said when it's not even close to you. You can hear it because you sense it, you feel it through the atmosphere. The vibration and the wind patterns are. This is why lions hunt gazelle downwind. Downwind meaning the wind is carrying the scent of the lion away. You understand? But gazelles and rabbits and all other type of prey possess something else. You know what they possess? They possess a deeper sense of hearing, a keener sense of hearing from the furs in their ears. And just a simple change of the fur. The fur move funky. They can tell something is creating a break in the wind. They can tell when the wind is just wind, when it's just wind, and they can tell when something is creating a break in the pattern of the wind. The hair in the ear begin to move funny. So gazelles their senses of hearing is deeper than anything. And because they're grounded to the earth, they can sense the change in vibration. And they can tell a disruption by the fur in their ear moving differently than it would when it's just wind blowing. You understand? And so this is what I'm saying to you. Man should have the trait of listening with his being. You see these gazelles and these rabbits and these elks and these antelope and these deer and all these other little things that get chased by, predators all the time on the animal planet. Their sense of hearing is sharper than the predator's sense of hearing. Why? Because they're the hunted. When you're not the hunted, what's the saying goes? If you don't use it, you lose it. And because lions are not the hunted, they don't need that. So they lose it. But because gazelles are the hunted, they use that. And they need it. And they use it. And so their hearing is sharper. This is why they tell you, what is it? I think it's like 70 to 80% of lions prey get away. They're only successful 20% of the time. Straight up. Because of the gazelle's ability to hear with its being. The lion is the stealthiest animal. The tiger is one of the stealthiest animals. These cats are stealthy creatures. The jaguar is one of the most stealthiest animals. They cannot be heard. That's why I said one of the traits of masculinity is listening not with your ears, with your being. Jaguars are one of the most stealthiest animals on the planet. They go unheard through the ear, but not unfelt in the being. And so these capybaras in the Amazon River, are hearing feeling these jaguars creep up on them. And they get away all the time. Because, again, they're connected to the earth, and they can tell just a simple change in wind pattern from the fur. The fur becomes distorted when there's a break in wind pattern. And they can tell that's a disturbance, that's a break in the wind. That's not just wind whizzing by. They know the difference between wind whizzing by and something slicing through the wind, creating a different effect of wind coming into the ear canal. Okay? Enough of that. But that was key. You needed to hear that. Now, with that being said, let's go back to those of you who just joined me. We are doing the 9 traits of masculinity given to you by none other than yours truly, Omaka, the light. I am God, the great harmonious alignment of the divine. That is me. When I say I am God, that means I am aligned with my purpose. I am in tune with my mission on this planet. I know what I came here to do, and I'm doing it. That's why I'm being successful and being able to do and live how I live, because I'm living my purpose. When you live your purpose, you get to do the things that you love to do and live how you want to live because you're in your purpose. Okay? All right. Moving on. Donate to the Cash App. I'm doing good here. I need your help. I'm not saying I'm begging for your help, but help me give that energy back to you. Send me $1, send me $2, whatever you do. Send some love to the Cash App right there, the God obeying. And I'm delivering. Watch me deliver. Okay? Number four. The 9 divine traits of masculinity. Number 4 is man should speak softly. Man should speak softly. Men should speak softly. A trait of masculinity is not always yelling, raising your voice. And watch this. Man should speak softly. This trait is so key, beloved, to masculinity, because it's like this. If a man yells and raises his voices, it's only out of two reasons he's doing it. If a man yells and raises his voice, it's only out of two reasons in why he's doing that. Number one, it's simply because he has no control over the environment. So when man raises his voice, it's because he has no control over the environment. Period. You understand? Things are happening around him. People are doing things. People are saying things. He has no control over that. And so when man yells, it's to stop everything for a moment, regain order. That's the ninth trait, to try to get some order so that he can hear himself think and that he can hear himself move. And so he's trying to, through yelling, man is trying to control the environment. And when man, you see this all the time with police videos. You see this all the time with police videos. Whenever there's a police officer arresting somebody black and people got their cameras out, what's the police doing? They're yelling at the people, get back, get back, get back. But that's not doing anything. It's not being effective. People are still got their cameras up on the cops recording. Because man yells, number one, because he has no control of his environment. So he yells, get back, get back, get back, get back. Trying to gain control of the environment, but he has none, so he has to yell. But the most effective communication from man, the masculine trait, is when man speaks softly. He gets more done when he approaches you as a person, as somebody real, and with respect. And number two, the other reason man may yell is because he feels or he fears or feels great and grave danger is near. I'm going to say it again. The reason man yells is because he feels or fears great and grave danger is near. And so when you watch these police videos, go watch any police video arresting a young black man, whoever, right? Go watch any police video. Number one, he's yelling because he has no control of the environment. Okay? And number two, he's yelling because he fears while he's trying to handcuff this one person and backup is not there yet, or even if backup is there, the people are mounting. So he fears and feels great and grave danger is near. Because he fears trying to arrest this man, his back is turned on the people. You got a lot of people around you. People are surrounding you. You can't get eyes on everybody. And so you fear and feel great and grave danger nearby. Somebody may bust you in the head with a rock. Somebody may come up on you and sneak and take your gun. There's so much fear, adrenaline going on inside of that police officer when he's trying to make an arrest, that's why he yells. Because fear and him feeling great and grave danger. And so man, the fourth trait of masculinity is man should speak softly. You don't go heard when you're yelling. You don't go heard when you're yelling. You go heard when you're addressing somebody in a soft voice. You ever watch the mob movies? You ever watch like any mob movie, the boss, the big chubby boss? How do he speak? He speaks. That's how the mob boss is speaking. He's not yelling. He's speaking. And he's getting your whole family whacked. You want to get this man family whacked. You want to get this man whole family whacked. Get his family whacked. Get his mother right. Get his sister right. We want to get everybody right. Everybody's getting whacked. The mob boss speaks silently. And everybody gets whacked. Everybody gets off. You did. The divine trait of masculinity, number 4, is man should speak softly. That's not a trait of a man to yell. Yelling is not a divine masculine trait. It's not. It's not. Yelling is not a divine. Only time a man should yell. Only time a man should yell. Only time he should yell is when that danger that's nearby is like a bear. You're in the woods and you about to fight a pack of wolves. That's when yelling from a man, because what you want to do to these animals, they don't understand your language. Animals don't understand words. They understand grunts. They understand roars. They understand vibration. They understand vibration. So the only time a man should yell is when he finds himself meeting a bear, when he finds himself meeting a pack of wolves, when he finds himself meeting a lion on a prowl. And so you want to display in the language that they understand. And so you, that's why you see some of these animal lovers, when they go and live amongst monkeys, they learn the monkey howl. Because you got to speak their language. When you see them go live amongst lions, they learn lion language. When you see these animal lovers go live amongst birds, they learn bird whistles. They learn the language. They learn the language of the animal. Because the animal don't understand words, they understand the vibration, they understand the throat. They understand what's coming out of that. So a man should only need to yell when he's displaying vibration, but never yelling words. You understand? That's number 4. Number 4 is man should speak softly. Number 3, man should have, I know you've been to laugh at this one. Man should have sexual control. Oh, you say that's not funny. You ain't heard the rest yet. Man should have sexual control. The natural man, by nature, has lots of sex. Hear me out again. The natural man, by nature, has lots of sex. Watch me though. A divine masculine trait, for those of you just joining me, I'm gonna put it back up. We are talking about the 9 divine traits of masculinity. If you're just jumping in here, cool, go back and watch the replay. But we on number 3 now. We count down from 9, and we on 3. The 9 divine traits of masculinity. Thank you for joining me. Donate to the Cash App, because you donate, I deliver. Okay? That's how we do. All right? Man should have sexual control. This is the 3rd divine masculine trait of a man. And that is, man should have sexual control. The natural man, by nature, has lots of sex. The natural man, by nature, has lots of sex. Okay? But the natural man, by design, by nature, he has lots of sex. But the way he was designed, the way the architect, the artist crafted and created us on the canvas, the way we were created on the canvas, by his nature, in your nature, you were created to have lots of sex. You were created to have lots of sex. But hear me out. Hear me out. Okay? That is by your nature, you should have lots of sex. But by your design, the natural man by design has a natural makeup to procreate. So what am I saying? The natural man, by design, the natural man, his natural makeup is to procreate with his wife or wives. I'm not done. Hear me out. With his wife or wives. Building a strong unit. A unified bloodline. A man who spreads his seeds throughout the earth possesses no sexual control. That's the mark of a man with no plan. A man who just goes and sleeps and have babies everywhere. That's a man with no sexual control, number one. And that's a man who is not focused and has no plan. So basically, he just throwing himself out there. He's like a gardener throwing seed everywhere. Not just in a controlled environment, but he's throwing it everywhere. And so how can you gather a harvest by sundown? How can you gather a harvest by sunset when you see that you threw all the way over here and see that you threw all the way over here? How can you gather and reap your harvest? And so your harvest, naturally, is your bloodline. That's your harvest. Your harvest is your bloodline. When you sow seed into woman or romance, whether you do polygamy or whether you do the monogamy thing, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But when you are sowing seed, man, it is to be in a controlled environment. It is to be in a controlled space, whether it be with one wife or multiple wives, but they need to be in a controlled environment. They need to be in the same space. Why? Because you should be able to see your harvest with your natural carnal eye. With your carnal eye, you should be able to see your crop. You should be able to see your harvest. I'm talking about your bloodline. I'm talking about your children and their children and their children and their children's children, your great grandchildren. You should be able to, men, you should be able to make one phone call, because we live in a modern time. You should be able to make one phone call and be able to reach everybody through that, because that's a tree. That's what a tree looks like. A tree, you know what I'm saying? You got the root, you understand, planted in the earth, and then everything sprouts from there, but everything is on that tree. Everything is together, still stuck and growing from that tree. Nothing broke off and started growing elsewhere. It still grows apples and always will grow apples and only grows apples. And so that's the bloodline of that tree. That tree only grows apples. And you can go to that tree and you can, where you pick high or you can pick low, but wherever you pick on that tree, you're going to pick apples. And so what I'm saying is, you should be able to, man, as a tree, you should be able to see your bloodline, your lineage, your family within one space. You should not be able to, your family, literally, your family should not be everywhere. Your blood should not be everywhere. Your offspring should not be all over the place. And even if they still go off and have families with their own families and create families with their own families, I'm telling you the natural weight, the natural genetic makeup of man, the master divine man. If you're not a divine being, then this isn't for you. But this is for divine beings, people who know that we tap into something higher, and we tap into something on a spiritual level. We tap into something higher. That's our divinity. And when you tap into that, you tap into because with universal law, with natural law comes universal law. With universal law comes natural law. And so you being a cosmic divine being, you come with a natural law. You naturally come with a natural law. Okay? And so the natural law of you being a divine being, because when you look at the cosmos, everything's creating off of each other. Everything is interconnected, not separated. And that's the apple tree. The apple tree is interconnected. So you should be able to see with your eye
everything you've created. It should not be so far away. You understand? So again, man, the divine trait of masculinity number 3 is man should have sexual control. The natural man by his nature has lots of sex, but it is in a controlled environment, meaning he's not out there with multiple women, random women. He can have multiple women if that's the life he chooses, but even still, they have to be in that space, because naturally, and this could take forever, this topic, I can go on and on and on and on and on about this, because it goes deeper than that. It goes deeper than sex. It's deeper than sex. This is about blood. It's about a unified bloodline. This is about creating a unified bloodline. And when we create a unified bloodline, what we are thus creating is a nation. We're creating a sovereign, indigenous, or I may say endogenous nation of this bloodline. A pride. We're creating a pride of this bloodline. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the lineage. We're creating a lineage of this bloodline that keeps going, and we keep it inside this group. And so you can have multiple wives, or you can have one wife, but you're constantly creating, and they go, and your children, they go and create, but they bring it back in. This in the Arab culture, the husband, the wife's family, basically all become a part of the husband and his family. You understand? Once the daughter is married off, basically she and her parents and all of their family, your instant family, number one. And the male family is the host family. We're the host family. We become the host family. We host you. We're not in this. That means we have a little slight edge over you, because you gave us a daughter, but we gave you the man, and he is the one who's keeping the bloodline going. So there's a little bit more shift that goes, a little bit more prejudice toward the males in Arab society, because the man is the one who is in charge of keeping that unified bloodline. He's the one who has to have the sexual control to create a unified bloodline. That's his role. So he is responsible to his family to keep that bloodline going, and also to her family to start that bloodline. That's why they marry up. In Arab countries, they marry up, because they want to be a part of that bloodline. So the wife and her family is basically subservient to the husband and his family. They become subservient. Okay? So number 3, man should have sexual control, because it's in our nature to have a lot of sex. But by design, the way we were crafted and drawn up, we're to have sex. We're to procreate, and we're to do it in a controlled space that we create. Okay? All right? We're not lost on that, right? Let me read the comments, huh? Cohabiting is a good word. Yes. Cohabiting. Number 2. We're almost done. Number 2. Man should have a plan to create a family. The divine trait of masculinity is man should have a plan to create a family. A man needs a family, beloved. Listen to me. A man needs a family. Whether it be a brotherhood, a military army, a football team, a bunch of wives, a business team, whatever it may be. But man needs a family. Go and have dominion over the earth. Go and subdue all things and have dominion. You cannot do that alone. You cannot go and subdue and have dominion over the earth by yourself. No. Men do that by tribing together. They tribe together and they go and subdue. Subdue is to take. They go and take a portion, or they go and take something to call their own. Now, we live in the country and we've seen plenty of people where they take from people land that's not theirs, that was already belonging to somebody. So imagine you went and took up a piece of land. What? Huh? All right, give me a second. Go lay back down. Back. My bad. So imagine you going to take up some land, and then out of nowhere, some people come and take that land that you took up from. You didn't steal it and take it from nobody. You just subdued it from the earth. You took a portion for yourself, and then somebody come and take it from you. When there's plenty of land to be subdued and taken, right? So man should have a plan to create a family. Why? A man needs a family, as I said, whether it be a football team, a brotherhood, a military army, poly lifestyle, but man needs a family. Naturally, he needs family. Man needs family. Man needs family. That was my daughter. She was waking up, telling me she was hungry. Hot. What you think I am? Hot too. But I'm outside. So, a man needs a tribe. Man needs to have like-minded individuals around him, surrounding him, working toward a greater goal and a common good. Working toward a greater goal and a common good. So the second trait, the number 2 trait that man should have is a plan to create a family, so that they together are working toward a greater goal and the common good, so they can conquer something. This is a divine trait of masculinity, to conquer something, to subdue something. That's a divine trait. Go, take up the earth, have dominion over the earth, and subdue it. That's a divine trait of masculinity. Going to subdue a piece of land for yourself, a portion of land for yourself. Check out my YouTube channel, Ghadbody, where I talk about that in land, laws, and language. Land, laws, and language video I posted. Go check that out. And last but not least, the key. I might need to like the Holistically for that one. Donate to the CashApp. I'm delivering goods tonight. Share some love with me. $5, $10, $1. I'm delivering the goods. My little seminar tonight. Alright? Sending love your way, positive energy your way. Send me some energy back. Send me some energy back. Okay? Send me some energy back. I'm sending you some, you send me some. Okay? Last but not least, divine trait of masculinity. Most important trait. is man must master his emotions. A man who does not know how to control his emotions loses his head in battle. Loses his head in battle. Every man who possesses this trait, mastering his emotions, he gets in the head of his enemy or opponent. He gets in the head of his enemy or opponent. You understand? I'm going to say it again. A man who does not know how to master his emotions, they teach you this all throughout Chinese Kung Fu and karate and all that. Master your emotions, because any sign of emotion in battle, in competition, Mike Tyson said, people used to always say that Mike Tyson was the most intimidating boxer to step foot in the ring. And they asked Mike Tyson, how is he able to intimidate his opponents? You know what Mike Tyson said? Mike Tyson said, shoot, I was in there scared too. Mike Tyson said, I was in there scared too. I was just as scared. But Mike said that he would stare his opponents in the eye. He would look at his opponents in the eye. And he said the moment they look away for a slight, he said he broke them. That's when he won. Mike Tyson won the battle in the staring contest. Mike Tyson won most of his fights in the staring contest. When you enter the ring, right when you enter the ring and the ref will say, come, bring y'all together, and you're staring at your opponent, and you looking at him in his eyes. Mike Tyson said, the moment they look away, I found the chink in his armor. He said, the moment I saw him look away, I found the chink in his armor. He was weaker than me. The moment, you know why? He displayed emotion. But Mike Tyson, he stood there, no emotion. But he said he was just as scared. But you couldn't tell. So, him staring at his opponents was him trying to scare his opponents, not knowing if his opponents was scared or not. But he said the moment they looked away, just for a slight second, to go look down, look up, whatever. Mike said, I won the fight because I found the chink in his armor. I see where he's weak at. He's scared. He showed emotion. If you cannot master your emotion, you will lose your head in battle. But if you can master your emotion, you can get in the head of your opponent and your enemy every single time. And so, therefore, when they are trying, so the same thing has happened with this COVID stuff. I'm not going to talk about it too much. But the enemy is trying to get in the head of the non-vaccine people. But before COVID, they used to try to be covert with their dealings medically with the human society. They used to try to be covert about it. Even before COVID. But ever since this vaccine came out, they just got bold and said, you know what? Damn it. You sons of bees will not take this back. We're not hiding our hand anymore. Take the vaccine. It's mandatory. Take it. You know why? Because those people, like myself, said, I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it. And I maneuvered through the system. I maneuvered in through the system unseen, unheard. Why? because I'm tapped into something higher and deeper within myself. So I can't be seen or heard. And so what's happening is those that they've gotten to get vaccinated, they got them. They're like, we got you. You good. We're not worried about you. You're not the threat. The threat is those that we can't get. Why? Because they can't see them. They can't see me. They can't see you. When you're a divine masculine being, you are living in your higher self. You are God, and you cannot be seen. I am God, and I cannot be seen. I am not seen. I am moving through COVID and all this other mess invisibly. I'm not able to be seen. They can't see me. And so they're frustrated. They're frustrated. You know why? Because those who know themselves can't be seen. We've gotten into the head of our enemy. Why? Because God is stronger. God is greater. God is greater than the enemy. God is greater than the enemy. We've conquered our minds and mastered our emotions. We mastered the physical realm, the 3D realm. We mastered the matrix. We broke out of the matrix. We hacked the matrix system. We don't live in the matrix now. At least not me. I don't live in the matrix, so they can't see me move because I've mastered my emotions. I don't trip out every time they say, you need to do this, you need to do that. I don't see it. That's why I always tell people, my number one rule, everybody that know me will tell you, I have one rule. I have one rule. I always say, don't bring me no bad news. You see, the moment you see bad news, the moment you watch the news, the moment you acknowledge it being there. I know a lot of you say, well, don't go and, if you don't watch it, then if you don't know what's going on, then you just being naive and turning a blind eye. No, I'm not being naive. I'm tapped into what's happening on the 3D realm. I'm tapped into what's happening, but I'm not governed by my emotions, so I don't have to come down from my throne to address it. I'm above it. I've conquered it. And anybody rolling with me is rolling with a winner. Anybody rolling with me is rolling with somebody who conquered the mess. We skate over the top of it. We're like icing on the cake. We just cover, we're the icing on the cake. We cover a layer of it. We cover the top. We skate on top of the breading. We're above it. We're the icing on the cake. We skate on top of the breading. We're not the breading. We're not nothing in between. We're on top of it. You understand? So we know it's there, but the thing is, we been knew it was there. We been knew evil was there. We been knew evil exists. We been knew all that stuff is still there. And the thing is, it's only going to get worse. We been knew all of that, and we know that it's only going to get worse. So what we don't have to do is watch the news to address something we already know. And the saying that I'm going to say is this: it's only going to get worse. You bring me bad news, I'm going to tell you, beloved, that's not the worst of it. It's only going to get worse. And so I know that it's only going to get worse. I don't need to leave my throne to address anything that's coming from the evil. And those who address evil, address the stuff that's happening, are addressing and acknowledging and giving life to it. But I don't give life to these things. I don't allow it to grow and fester. I don't allow it to grow. I don't allow it to fester. I know evil exists. I know evil is there. But if I acknowledge evil, they've gotten into my head. And once they get into my head, they brought me down from my throne, my divinity. But they broke me. Now I got to go back and forth and have a debate with them. No, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to have a debate and go back and forth with something I don't acknowledge. I know evil exists. I don't have to give names to it. I don't have to give names to these things. I just call it evil. It's evil. That's all it is. It's all evil. And I let it stay called evil. It's all evil. And I leave it like that. And I move on. And I continue to rise, master my emotions. So a man who does not know how to master his emotions are going to get tripped up into the news all the time, the media all the time, always addressing what's happening in the media, on the news, what they said. The media, those who in charge, the elite, the evil elite, versus the sovereign societies. You have the evil elites versus the sovereign societies. I'm a part of the sovereign society. That's what I'm building, a sovereign society. And so because I'm building a sovereign society, we're independent, we're on our throne, we're God, G-H-A-D, we're living in harmonious alignment with our divinity. We're not afraid to speak it, and we don't give a damn what you say about it, because we're not governed by our emotions on that. You may say, how you call yourself God? That's you being emotional. And I'm not going to address that or answer that, because then I will have to come down and acknowledge you in your emotion. Now you engage me in your emotion with you. I'd rather enlighten you on a video and bring you up, and continue to talk this way, and just bring you to the video so I can elevate you and expand you and evolve. That's what I would rather do, instead of going back and forth about me being God and this and that and the third. You understand? So yes, we have the evil elites versus the sovereign societies. And the sovereign society, you understand? That's the number one trait of divine masculinity. Mastering his emotions. You understand? That's a weakness, beloved. Showing emotion is showing weakness, because you've given the enemy a vulnerable spot now to jab at you. Same thing goes with boxing. The moment you get hit in a certain area and you show a weakness, they're going to keep attacking that area. You ever watch wrestling, WWE? I watch WWE all the time with my son. And they would fake, WWE's entertainment is fake, we know that, but let's play along. And the wrestler would get hit in the knee with the chair. And what does the opponent do? He keeps attacking the knee. He keeps attacking that knee. He keeps attacking that knee. That's because you showed a weakness. Emotion is weakness. And when you show emotion, you showing a weakness. Now people can keep attacking that space. It's okay to have emotion. Don't get me wrong. It's okay to have emotion, men. It's okay to have emotions. But it must be controlled. You're master. That's why I didn't say not. That's why the number one is not having emotions. I didn't say the number one masculine trait of men, masculinity. The number one divine trait of masculinity is not having emotion. I didn't say that. I said master your emotions. Master. You can have emotions, but you must master your emotions. Okay. All right. So, once you master your emotions, you become the great, divine, beloved God. Yes. Master the emotions. These are the 9 traits. I just ran off the 9 traits of masculinity. The 9 divine traits of masculinity. Okay? I ran off them. Go back on this video. I'll post this to my YouTube so that way people can watch it later there too. And beloved, share some love with me in the Cash App. Throw me a few dollars and show me you love me. Why? Because I enjoy doing this. I love bringing this to you. I put work in to do this. I don't just come here and speak. I don't usually have notes. But when I want to come and share and enlighten your mind, I'm going to do my homework. I'm going to bring you real, conveyed knowledge and broken down all the way to its finite piece of truth. I'm going to bring you broken down pieces of truth all the way down to the finest piece of it. I'm going to break it down for you. That's why I was building on each trait for a little minute, because I have to break it all the way down. And I can still go on mastering your emotions, but I would be keeping you here longer than you really need to be here, because I believe you got the message. I believe you got the message. Let us be God supreme. Let us be God awakening. Let us be God arising. Let us be God ascending. Let us be God on our throne. Let us be the great harmonious alignment of our divine self. Let us get in alignment with our purpose so that we can be on our throne, living in our divinity. And we can be living invisible. We don't have to be seen by these evil elites. I'm going to just give them the name evil elites, since I'm using that. We don't have to be seen by the evil elites. I'm telling you what it means to be sovereign. I'm telling you what it means, divine being, what it means to be sovereign, and what it means to be in a sovereign society. It is to be protected by a divine man. Whether you are a man being protected by a leader, another man, or, and I'm not talking no homo stuff. I'm talking real brotherhood type stuff. Whether you are a man being led by a man or some divine type stuff, or you are a woman being led by a man on some divine type stuff. It's all good to allow a man who is in his divine power, to allow him to lead you. If you cannot continuously do it and commit to it every single day like I do. I commit to this lifestyle that I've built for myself. I commit to naturally living holistically and harmoniously in tune with my being. I am in tune with my being. My divine self. No anger can ever keep me in my emotion. No guilt can never keep me in my emotion. Nothing. I'm good. I'm golden. Okay? Listen, beloved. I love you. I love me. I love us. Be well, be loved, and be light. Always be light. Always remember to live from the soul. Okay? Live from the soul.